Hi, how's it going? Super bright in here. How's it going? Chrissy, how's it going, man? I'm at the goddamn airport suffering through 8-hour layovers. Awful, bro. Oh my god. You're an answer on Discord? What did you ask? What did you ask? Did you say you were kissed? I did. It was lovely. It was the first physical touch I've had in a long time. It was great, Seer. Love you too, buddy. Try to fall asleep, but yeah, airport is cancer. It's awful. I'm sorry. Last possession, I think. If they get this away from the pen, this is over, I think. Fuck, it's a corner, bro. It's a corner. Stop at 123 minutes. Is the game over? Oh, it's over. It's over. Oh, thank God. Oh, it's not so bright in here somehow. Wow, what are the odds? Bro, 123 minutes, a game between Argentina and Cape Verde, a country I didn't fucking know existed until 2 months ago, like a month ago maybe even. What the fuck are we talking about? What the fuck is that? At least I gave up falling asleep just as you began stream. Ah, well, hey, I don't mean to be the reason. If you wanna try to go to bed, feel free, Eve. Okay. Don't let me be the reason, okay? As you go! Okay, guys, I think Kami's asleep, so we're about to have some fucked up music that makes no goddamn sense for what we're playing. But fuck it, boys and girls. Evening's here. Alright, guys, have some fucking kindness. Jesus, be more inclusive. What the fuck is your guys' problem? Boys and girls. Let's do some. Not. How's it going, man? XS, how's it going, man? Seer, you're French, so it's like you're half a girl anyway. It's fine. It's not bad. I'm good, FX. How you doing, man? Argentina won, baby! It was fucking expected. It was fucking Cape Verde, but still, all of a sudden, you know. Okay. They played extraordinary, not 3-2 with Argentina going into fucking double overtime? What are we talking about? Cape Verde? That's a country? I don't even fucking know. What? They played extraordinary. Dude, their goalkeeper is genuinely at a fucking... the goalkeeper is genuinely amazing. Yes, there were here, but I was so locked into the game I wasn't looking at any of them. And then by the end, at like at the 80th minute, when I was about to leave in a couple minutes, that second goal especially, actually at the 80th minute, this like fucking 70-year-old, 60-year-old, I don't know, some older lady, I don't know if once you get to a certain point as a lady, it just all look the same. Okay. This like older lady comes up to me and she starts getting very handsy. She's like, "Hey, you're so cute." Not for me, of course, but like I know a couple friends who'd be super interested. I go, "Thanks, Cheryl. I really appreciate it. I'm just trying to watch my fucking game here. I'm trying to leave, bro. Please." She's like, no. Your hair is so adorable. I go, oh, thanks, Cheryl. You have great hair too. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have said that. That was because I generally, when someone gives you a compliment, you reciprocate it. So like, I didn't even fucking register in my mind, and I was like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. And then, yeah. And then eventually eventually when I was leaving, I just paid for her Chardonnay. I was like, you have a great night, Cheryl. And I just left. I was like, fucking Christ. Any ideas, boys? So I'm thinking something A, something O-N. The opposite could also be true. It could be... Baton? That's not actually a bad answer. Excess. Yo. Great. Oh my god, so good. What the fuck? Cold shoulder. The runaround. A hard time. Far out. A dirty look. Bitches. Right on. You look right on. You look groovy. You know, seem drunk? Take a few more shots right now. What do I get? I'll do it. It's Saturday tomorrow, bitch. I don't got... The only thing I have to do tomorrow, I don't even have to stream. I can skip stream. Fuck it. I didn't promise you guys a day stream tomorrow. Fuck them. I don't care. I'll skip it. Try me, bitch. I'll skip it right now. The only thing I have to do is 1 o'clock Canada game. I gotta go to a bar for that. But that's it. That's 1 o'clock. I'll be up before 1. I don't care. I'll do it right now. What do I get? Something to drink right now? Sag. Excess. Leave the stream right now. Go get something. Go get something right now. That is an order, good sir. You think Canada's winning? Fuck, it's Morocco, bro. We're getting our fucking shit kicked in. It's Morocco, no shot. We're losing 2-0, my answer. Maybe 3-1 if we get lucky. But 2-0 probably. I don't know. Something is cool beans. Groovy. Bliss, right on. Shit. Groovy, right on. Cool beans. I don't feel like going to a store. DoorDash it, bro. Do you plan to come to France one day? Weirdly enough, Sierra, we're gonna be in me and my parents. Because my parents really want to tour Eastern Europe, Western Europe. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm bad at my cardinal directions. Next year, so we're gonna come. So our plan was to go to the UK, then France, then Italy next year. So we do plan. So I do plan on being in France next year, like summer. Groovy, right on. Cool beans. Hot shit. Where are you going? I got no fucking clue. Fuck, that was my last option. I didn't even realize. I don't know. The Louvre in France was really the only thing I really wanted to see, because I guess the Mona Lisa is cool. I guess I don't know. You got any suggestions? I'm open to them. Couple. That's what we play next. Whoa. Damn, I'm slow as fuck. Hit me up like 1 month before you come back, brother. But you think I'll do it? I'll do it. I'll be there. I'll tell you. Oh no, I'm an idiot. It goes the other way. Here. Shit. Try if I can say hi. Sounds great, buddy. Hello, TM though. Alright, I'm gonna need your guys' help. I can't remember shit right now. Unless Sharon's the first one I'm Demigod? A female sequence 4 introduced early in the series. Trissy? Oh my god! I play better! I play... No, I thought of Ints 2 XS. I thought of Ints, but it's a female. That's why I went to Trissy first. It's a bar they filmed a part of La La Land in. Oh, cool. I will definitely go to check that out, man. What the fuck? I can be like Lumion, just walking around this unknown city just as a stranger going to bars because my parents don't drink, so I'm gonna be all alone. Besides, who the fuck would want to go to a bar with their parents anyway, so it's kind of fun. Here. Gotcha, bitch. Motherfucker, bro. They have live jazz at this bar? Oh, cool. You say that like jazz means anything to me, but I appreciate you. I do. This can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. Bang, we're laughing. Harsh, how's it going, man? Why the fuck is Harsh a mod? When did... Oh, I think Outer Wilds? When the fuck is Harshamod? What did I do? Dude, Sober Me is making Harshamod? This is so whack. I might as well be drunk at this point. This is crazy. What? What? Mod since you started Outer Wilds? Seriously? Sober Me made a harsh mod? What? Okamine, how's it going, man? Long time no see, buddy. How you doing? Harsh? What? What am I doing? You just kept it on me because you don't want to... Oh. No, that logically tracks. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't want to be doing this shit all the time. That makes sense. Yeah, I would make it for you for Outer Wilds, but I wouldn't want to take it off and on every stream. That makes sense. No, that makes sense. Do a rice purity what the but good, bro. I watch your VODs every day. You fast? Hey, I love you, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to finish. I'm trying to finish COI as fast as I can, buddy. How is it? Dude, since like volume 3, like halfway through 3, it's been great. But before that, it was absolute cancer AIDS shit. What the fuck is a rice purity test? That seems like something Asian. Is it this thing? I'm not doing this on stream? What? Are better than LTM? Low-key, dude, high-key shit take. Bro, I'm gonna get fucking banned. Are you stupid? What the fuck is that? Bro, what the fuck is that? I don't. Oh, Okamin, dude, you didn't have to. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for the membership. Wait, I forget. Trissy, is that 2 months or 6 months? I couldn't remember. Do not crash, brother. No, trust. I'll have another drink. I'm not saying I won't. But I gotta get to bed, bro. Cause the thing is, alcohol is this weird thing. Normally, drugs are either uppers or downers. They'll either bring you up, give you more energy, like cocaine, for example, or they'll mellow you out, like weed. Like weed will mellow you out regardless of who you are, and coke will bring you up regardless of who you are. But alcohol is this weird drug where it will be an upper or a downer depending on who you are. It's not actually a fixed answer. For me, it's definitely an upper because I'm very introverted by nature. So what it allows me to do is just to be like much more, allows me to be much more extroverted, allows me to be much more like open and stuff. You have the same alcohol as me, like you get sleepy after a few hours? If I don't keep drinking, yes. Once I like start coming down off the high, I will get sleepy. Yep, agreed. Fucking stupid idiot. Unhinged, how's it going, man? That poison works really weird. That it do, brother. I always go take a tactical nap. It's crazy. I'm good, Unhinged. I'm good, buddy. How you doing? How are you feeling now that you don't have to be deployed to the Middle East like the last generation? Or the next generation? By the way, can I say it? Can I say it? The US really needs to like pick its quagmire wars, okay? They keep doing like, okay, the last generation went to the Middle East. This generation will go to the Middle East. The next generation, believe it or not, will go to the Middle East. Bro, have some imagination. Why not have the next quagmire war be in like the Bahamas? So you're like, damn, at least I'm enjoying this bitch, you know? Am I crazy? Am I crazy for saying that? Can't they just be like, damn, we're just gonna pick some place that looks kind of chill to do this? Why they gotta keep doing the Middle East? No one... It's hot as fuck. Why you gotta keep going back there? Go to the Bahamas. Yes, but that wouldn't affect the economy of every other country. See her, that's awesome. How many chapters you playing today? Harsh, honestly, I wasn't even planning on streaming today, okay? I'm only streaming because Kami said, bro, he won't be streaming, he's drunk. And I said, bitch? But, bro, you know how drunk I'm still in VC in Discord. I went to check if the announcement came up on the... I'm talking in VC right now. Holy shit. Oh my god, that's so whack. Why don't you play some games then? Bro, cause these motherfuckers want me to play some fucking cancer AIDS investigation game. They're not like, hey, play some Witcher 3, have fun, play a joyful game. No, go play in the Outer Wilds, trying to discover the fucking secrets of a lost civilization. Bro, what is this? Play some. I don't have it downloaded. I downloaded right now. I have Sekiro, Valo, Peak, Outer Wilds, Battlefields, and Elden Ring. And CS, I guess. I would love to play some Witcher, but it's not downloaded right now. Unhinged, shut the fuck up, okay? Play some Telltale games? I've never played any Telltale games. Elden Ring it is? I've never played any Telltale games. Batman's a great idea for you to do on stream. That sounds cool. I love Batman. They are peak? Oh, that's cool. It's called Elden Ring. Weirdly enough, Unhinged, you make such bad jokes, man. That's actually one of your best jokes you've ever made in stream. That's hilarious. Good for you. Web game where you LARP as AI. What? You could do the Wolf Among Us as well before the release of it. Try Clair Obscura. I've heard it's a great game too. Oh, I mean, I tried playing a couple hours of it. I just don't do turn-based games very often. So I'm just not fucking great at those. The horsey covers the other horsey. Fuck. You need a game where you can interact with chat a lot. Since you're great with that, I do be great with that. So like a Telltale game might not actually be bad for that. But then do Telltale games have like, you have like quick time events? Do they have like you need to make a decision within X amount of time or it auto picks for you or something? Horror game? Dude, I'm a pussy, okay? I'm a chicken shit motherfucker. I don't do horror games. I've never played a single Resident Evil because I'm scared. Sometimes we can pause for decision. Oh, cool. That's nice. Okay. Yes, I'm making this noise on purpose. No, I will not stop. Fuck you. Let's see if he wins. Gotta get one right, buddy boy. Gotta get one right. If he gets it right, he wins. If he doesn't, I win. Let's see who wins. Ah, I win. Get fucking rolled, idiot. Make drunk put. You don't have to read shit since they're voice acting. True. I would love to just be able to stream and not read for a bit. That'd be so cool. I love reading. Don't get me wrong. I like reading, but it'd be nice to not always have to do that. You know, to be able to have the option of like, hey, today we're streaming and then some other bitch is going to be reading for me. Some motherfucker who got paid $17 million for this fucking game, he can read the lines. Fuck him. Finish COI and then you can. Yes, ma'am. You heard her, boys. We gotta get back to COI. We gotta get back to COI. The orders from the higher-ups have arrived. We must finish first, then we can LARP after. By the way, I have 9 more fucking shorts ready for posting. Okay, we're gonna post 1 short a day for the next 10 days. I would do more, but so there's this really cool fucking thing where I can fucking Christ, I'm having a stroke. I can't, bro, fuck reading, I can't talk. Where I can download a stream or like our conversation with like me and Easy and Dara, and then paste that into certain fucking stuff, and it will auto generate certain like bits for me that would be like good clips. It'll be like, hey, this sounds like a really cool part, you can put this as a clip, and it'll auto make the clip. It'll auto do the captions. I have to redo the captions because it'll make like reading, because it'll make like spelling mistakes and stuff, but like in general it'll do it really nicely. And so I was like, damn, I can't wait to not watch Unhinged. You don't watch my current stuff. What are we talking about? And I'm scared of women. Oh, Siri, you're gonna see her on my shorts. Okay, but you don't have to watch. Okay, women are scary. Agreed. Except Evening, you're great, and Dr. Z, we love you too. Okay. And there's another lady. I apologize. I don't remember her name offhand. There's someone who watches like all my VODs, and she has since like the starting of LOTM. Occasionally, I fucked up. I fucked up really bad, boys. Give me a second. Occasionally I'll be like, oh my fucking god, I fucked up so bad. I fucked up so bad. Dude, I fucked up. Dude, I shouldn't be streaming right now. This is so bad. Jesus. Okay. We're okay. We're fine. Okay. There's a thing where there's one lady, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name offhand, but she does but she's been watching my VOD since like the start of LOTM, and occasionally I'll be like, oh, she's dropped it, like I haven't seen her in a while, and then she'll post a comment on one of the VODs and I'll be like, oh my god, she's still watching. It's so cute. Did they hit the second tower? Genuinely, bro. Someday I would love to. Okay, isn't it amazing how the Discord bot is so advanced, doesn't give an announcement when you post shorts? Okay, honestly, it's not actually the YouTube thing's fault. It's actually fucking CapCut's fault. So CapCut does this absolute cancer age shit where when I export shorts from CapCut into YouTube, it automatically makes them public. I tell CapCut to make it private, and it'll just automatically make it public. And as soon as it happens, it'll do like a, hey, the Discord bot will do like an announcement. And then as soon as I see it, I have to make it private. And then I schedule it to go from private to public back. But as soon as I do that, it doesn't count it as a new video, because it's like, hey, this has been public and you're just remaking it public. So of course we're not going to allow you to. We're not going to give you another announcement. It's not actually... When I use Premiere Pro, I have Premiere Pro. I use that for editing long-form videos, but for short-form content, like clips, CapCut actually works way better. I'll put a hate comment on one. Unhinged, I don't trust you to make even a single comment, let alone a comment on all my videos. Get the fuck out of here. You get on my mind. Dude. Yeah. Her name is like iFrozone or something to that effect. Shit, I can't find a comment of hers offhand. It's so annoying. But she like comments occasionally from iFrozone. There she is. I talked about her a while back as well, But it's, but like she doesn't, I use Premiere to edit shorts. You just have to have a good workflow. It's easier in the end. I have shit workflows, mate. The one that was trying to monitor the videos and make, I don't know, I'm not. Okay, China already has all my information. They can keep it, mate. I don't know. Love that. Love her. She's so sweet. I've never talked to her in person. I don't think she's in our Discord, mind you. But like every comment she has is so sweet. She's so cute. I appreciate her so much. I don't mean to fucking throw you on blast, by the way, if you're watching this VOD. I'm sorry if you didn't want me to do that. I just wanted to say I appreciate you, okay? Okay, let's start reading. We're gonna keep chill music on the entire time. Klein could be fucking getting shot for all I know. And we're fucking just gonna have chill Persona 3 music. I want Kami to watch this stream at 12 hours when he wakes up. And want to just blow his brains out and be like, what the fuck is this idiot doing? I'm like, get fucked. Idiot should have been awake for the stream. Not my problem. She hangs out in Andu's stream from time to time? Oh, that's cute. That's nice. I did not know. I've never been to a single one of Andu's stream. I've talked to him very brief. I think I popped into one of his streams like way long ago, and I just said like, hey man, if you ever have any questions about LTM or you want to talk, just let me know, okay? And then I don't think we've ever talked since. Wait, give me Kami's job. I wouldn't trust you with the Ramiro's job. Ramiro's job at the moment is just to be studying, okay? He has no jobs, and because he hasn't read COI, so but I wouldn't trust you with anyone's job, okay? Just as the corpse's frost-covered ice crystal spear was about to pierce the surveillance screen, this music is perfect for that, okay? Andu sounds like a villain's henchman. I mean, he's sweet. From what little I spoke to him, he was, would you trust me with Unhinged job? No. Unhinged is a very particular job, okay? I don't trust you to keep up. That man's a legend. A gunshot rang out, a bright yellow bullet arriving, striking the middle of the ice spear and causing it to suddenly shatter. After transforming into another mere decorative item, Frank immediately understood the opponent's intentions upon seeing the reanimated corpse's actions. She quickly took the inevitable gun, extended it through the mirror, and pulled the trigger. Having successfully prevented the ice crystal spear strike, she immediately moved to withdraw her hands, pretending to traverse two other mirrors with Jenna, Anthony, and Ludwig in order to lure the reanimated corpse in to surround the enemy. But the corpse didn't even glance in her direction. The sharp frost spear suddenly condensed in front of her body, all thrusting towards the large screen simultaneously. You a fucking clown? No, Seer. Your job is to be my Pookie Bear, okay? We appreciate you. It was a huge ice flower carved out of ice that was blooming. Franca's pupils dilated. Taking advantage of her hands not having yet returned to the area behind the mirror, she pulled the gun yet again. Bang! The classically styled brass-colored revolver fired an iron-black bullet which created a small explosion upon striking the frost spear. The explosion covered all the frost spear, tearing them apart and scattering them. Heavy strike. Splat. Some ice crystals fragments invariably hit the surveillance screen, creating multiple dead pixels areas where colors bled together on the large screen. Franca was nearly scared to death. The large screen had almost been completely damaged. She immediately left the mere decorative item and returned to the surveillance room, launching an all-out attack against the reanimated corpse. In this situation, the best strategy was to use offense to suppress the opponent and prevent her from destroying the surveillance screen. Pure defense wouldn't last long, as the item that needed protection was a relatively fragile product. One can be a thief for 1,000 days, but how can you guard against a thief for 1,000 days? There will always be gaps. Franca continuously pulled the trigger, firing bullets to force the corpse away from the area. Jenna also left the area behind the mirror, directly guarding in front of the surveillance console to prevent stray bullets from damaging the screen. Simultaneously, Jenna felt herself collide with an invisible spider web with transparent, thin threads constricting her. Some of the threads bound her, while others stirred up her condition, striving to restrict her movements and interfere with her casting black magic. I've got around 5 hours, so I need to wake up, see her, go to bed, buddy. We're gonna read like probably 5 chapters or something, not much. Fortunately, Jenna had now relatively rich combat experience. As she left the mere decorative item, she condensed several bizarre demoness black flames around her, then immediately let them fall, burning the spirituality of the transparent spider silk and spreading out. The intense feeling of constriction instantly lessened somewhat. Jenna sidestepped, shielding the large screen. Using mirror substitution to block the reanimated corpse's opportunistic attack on the surveillance screen, the stray bullets created by Franca. This music is peak as fuck. I'm sober, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't drink. During this process, Franca emptied 6 ordinary bullets, hitting the reanimated corpse once and consuming one of her mirror substitutions. She then retreated to the front of the large screen, using a special reloader to reload bullets, while Jenna instinctively lunged forward, replacing Franca, using her own gun, frost, and black magic to attack furiously. With everyone at Sequence 7, a short, reckless outburst was still quite effective. In this way, Franca and Jenna continuously rotated, one defending, one attacking, one reloading bullets and the other firing rapidly as if unconcerned. They temporarily restricted the corpse's movements to the area near the door. However, because the enemy had mirror substitution and strong intuition, Franca had not yet used bullets like Impregnating Bullet or triggered effects like Sure Hit or Certain Death. She was waiting for an opportunity because a Sequence 7 Demoness shouldn't be able to use so many mirror substitutions. See here, I do charge a £5 fee for that. You can do that, that's fine, that's your business, but I do charge a £5 fee for that. She was still waiting for an opportunity because a Sequence 7 Demoness shouldn't be able to use so many mirror substitutions. Even if the reanimated corpse had once reached the level of a demigod and regained the characteristics of reduced mirror substitution consumption, allowing her to use more mirror substitutions than Franca and the others, it certainly wouldn't be many more. After fighting intensely for dozens of seconds, both Franca and Jenna felt weakened, their lungs bellowing. At the same time, they felt varying degrees of pain. They very well were aware this was caused by the disease and decay spread by the 2 plague bombs due to the viscous flesh and yellow-green pus covering every part of the room. The pathogens and decay forces were continuously strengthening. The infection had finally occurred in 2 demoness of affliction who had disease resistance and was worsening. Neither Franca nor Jenna were immediately willing to use a mirror substitution to resolve the problem. Their substitutions were now limited in number and they wanted to conserve them. What puzzled Franca was that although her gun was also continuously spreading disease and decay, the corpse didn't seem to be affected. Could she be a zombie or a marionette immune to pathogens? She only initially affected Jenna with spiderwebs, then abandoned this idea. Was it because the spiderweb was a flammable object with spirituality? Would it cause the demoness's flames, which could only be produced one by one or small clusters, to spread, burning the pathogen and decay forces in the air? Slowing down the speed of our onset or illness and the progress of symptom severity. The demoness spider silk entangled both the corpse and Jenna, forcing the former to use her own demoness black flames to evade, and reminding Jenna that she should produce some and consume her own, letting this area befall completely into the burning of the demoness's black flames. Inside the Moon Plaza, LEMMiNO was suppressing the reanimated corpse in all aspects, but due to the mirror substitutions, strong intuition, and rich combat experience, he couldn't win quickly. By now, the flames had spread, turning most of the 4th floor of the mall into a crimson sea. LEMMiNO released his accumulated spirituality and once again flashed behind the corpse. Instead of directly swinging the sword of courage, he pushed his palm forward. At some point, the palm had already been gripping a cheap silver-black bracelet, while his eyes showed a silver-black hue. The corpse didn't hesitate, following the prompting of her spiritual intuition. She was about to actively use mirror substitution. At this moment, the thick smoke produced by the burning entered her throat, while the high temperatures caused her hair to start self-igniting. The environmentally induced problems made the corpse instinctively shrink her body. LEMMiNO had already used Magnified Fate twice without achieving satisfactory results, and the weakening pathogen he had spread, which could only survive for a longer time in higher temperature flames, also hadn't worked as he expected, only imperceptibly accelerating the rate of the corpse's spiritual consumption. Now, taking advantage of the environmental change brought about by the fierce flames, he grasped the opportunity, turning the corresponding stream of fate into the main trunk. As the female corpse slightly shrank her body, the flames covering the surface of the Sword of Courage instantly extinguished, revealing the iron black metal beneath. Part of this blade were smooth and flat, reflecting the silhouette of the corpse. In the next second, the flames of destruction that Lumin had condensed in advance fell onto the metal mirror surface and drilled in. Unable to use mirror substitution in time, the corpse let out a painful sound, her body shattering with a crack, re-outlining at the edge of the crimson hell. But the black flames that erupted from the inside to outside, hiding with ferocity and terror, continued to burn. Out of a Demoness of Despair's curse, once a Demoness of Despair's curse succeeded, the characteristics that couldn't be transferred by substitutes when suppressed to Sequence 7 became a situation where a substitute could only transfer part of the damage. The corpse consecutively triggered 3 mirror substitutions, finally escaping Lumin's curse. At this moment, Lumin teleported in front of her and asked, "How many substitutes do you have left?" and swung the Sword of Courage. The corpse was dazzled by that smile, only reacting when the Sword of Courage was near, and lunged. She had no more left. She was fast, but Lumin faster. His wrist paused, and the Sword of Courage cleaved the air. Boom! Crimson flames burst open, directly engulfing the corpse. Though this explosion only had Sequence 7 power, it was enough to injure a Demoness without mirror substitution severely. The corpse was slammed against the heavy wall, her bones cracking and blood spurting. Water like waves rippled over her body, stripping away her beautiful appearance and revealing an expressionless, ordinary-looking young man. Lumin frowned and swung the sword again. With a rolling sound, a man's head tumbled to the side. His body, along with his head and the splattered body, vanished like an illusion. A deep mirror image of a real female corpse, Lumin thought. The special mirror world fragments in Franca and Jenna's possession could also create similar images and similar deep mirror images. Thinking of this, Lumin raised his head, looking at the surveillance camera above, suspecting that the corpse also had a special mirror world fragment. Inside the surveillance room, the infected Jenna and Franca were growing weaker, their movements affected. Just as the corpse was about to seize the opportunity to destroy the surveillance screen, she felt something leap towards her. It was Ludwig, crouched like a frog, re-emerging from the mirror world. Can I say it? This is a long stream. Or a long chapter, what the fuck? You're good, Seer. I do plan on streaming tomorrow, but it will be like a midday stream. So it won't be like as early as a day stream because Canada's playing at that time, and it won't be as late as a regular stream. Chris, do you want me to die? Ludwig opened his mouth with a wide, corner splitting to the back of his head. 2 rows of sharp teeth closed, biting the tip of the spear. Immediately after, he sucked in a breath through his mouth. He completed a deprivation through the ice crystal spear connecting him and the corpse. What he deprived was the mirror substitution. Currently only at a Sequence 7, he could only deprive one ability from the enemy for only a minute. Attack him with full force, Anthony said to Franca and Jenna. Franca didn't ask why, immediately raising the gun, aiming at the corpse and pulling the trigger. Sure hit. Good night, Seer. See you, buddy. Oh, I guess now that I think about it, I don't have any afternoon competition for a little bit, eh? Dara's probably going to take a little bit off streaming before she finishes, starts ORV, rather. Cool. Okay. Chitty chitty bang bang, they killed the female corpse. Harsh. It's not that complicated, little bro. The dark yellow bullets flew instantly, striking the corpse, but it immediately passed through, causing the mere silhouette to waver. After being deprived of a mirror substitution, the corpse's first reaction was to use the mirrored objects in the surveillance room to create mirror projections, supplemented by mirror illusions. So what Franca had locked onto was a mirror projection, and what sure hit would hit was just a mirror projection. Having evaded the fatal strike, the silhouette immediately became ethereal, projecting to a nearby mirrored object. Intending to use the mirror world to leave the battlefield, waiting for her substitution ability to recover, then deciding on the situation whether to wait for an opportunity to attack Franca and the others, or quietly follow them to determine their identities so she could attack later. Just as the corpse's silhouette became prominent on the surface of the object, a person appeared in the void behind. It was Anthony, wearing a black t-shirt. Anthony held a charm similar to the ice amulet in one hand and the Winter's Coming revolver in the other, aiming it at the corpse. He used the mirror traversal ability to intercept the corpse. Since LEMMiNO could only make his own charms to help Beyonders traverse this mirror world, he certainly wouldn't make one just for Franca. Besides himself, everyone in the team had one. They had relied on Franca's ice amulet to transfer positions before, partly since everyone was close together. There was no need to waste the charms of everyone. After all, in the dream, LEMMiNO was restricted to a sequence 7 and couldn't make charms like this again. On the other hand, it also followed LEMMiNO's conspirer approach, and Franca's occasional mutterings about after entering the dream world, appear weak when you are strong. You're not Sun Tzu, little bro. Jesus. By demonstrating that they could only hide in the mirror world and transfer positions by holding onto LEMMiNO and Franca, they had led the corpse to believe that the others couldn't perform mirror traversal. By demonstrating that they could only hide in the mirror world and transfer positions by holding onto... nope, that's already been read. And this led her right to the gun barrel of Anthony. Anthony pulled the trigger with a calm expression. The bullet, tinged with yellow, flew out, heading towards the reanimated corpse who was about to enter this area. Bang! Just as the gunshot rang out, the corpse, who hadn't had time to retract her flames, frost, and spider silk to protect herself, had blood blossoming on her chest. She truly was hit by the bullet, shot out. Seeing this, Franca aimed at the target again. She was going to use certain death this time. Meanwhile, Jenna was still guarding the surveillance room, having intention to steal credit to prevent stray bullets from destroying the object that needed protection. She could only quietly extend the spider silk, intending to touch the blood splattered by the corpse to use it as a medium for a curse. At this moment, the corpse suddenly raised her head and screamed, her hair, strand by strand, becoming long and thick like snakes. The tips of her hair were each inlaid with black and white eyeballs. Jenna instinctively closed her eyes, but felt like her thoughts becoming chaotic, pain and pleasure arising simultaneously. In an instant, she understood what the enemy was doing. The corpse seemed to have sensed that she was about to suffer a fatal blow, with no way to avoid it or protect herself from becoming a huge cocoon. Indulged in her own madness, displaying an incomplete mythical creature forms that only saints could possess. For most saints, displaying this form was extremely dangerous, leading to a loss of control unless there were no other options. For Beyonders without godhood, viewing an incomplete mythical creature form would result in intense corruption and terrible mental shock, likely leading to madness or loss of control. Saints with godhood would still be affected to some degree by this form and would continue to be affected afterwards while facing the frenzied attacks. As the horrifying transformation of the corpse reflected in Franca's eyes, she gritted her teeth and pulled the trigger. A dull green bullet flew from the muzzle, flying straight for the corpse. Franca then let out a painful cry, tilting her head back, her hair, tied in a ponytail, modified by lye, broke free, becoming wild and distinct. Her face took on a grayish-white tinge, her chest swollen, her mind as if it had been hit by a storm. Feeling intense pleasure and pain, this combined with her body, infected by disease and decay, forced her to trigger mirror substitution. With a cracking sound, Franca regressed into a mirror and shattered to pieces. But when her silhouette was outlined in the corner, when she no longer felt the pieces of disease and decay, her hair still floated in midair, still growing thicker, her face pale, twisted to the extreme. Corruption couldn't be transferred by the mirror substitution, nor the tendency towards losing control. At the same time, the certain death bullet fired by Franca hit the mass of slimy, bizarre black hair. Although the certain death effect was suppressed to a sequence 7, only certainly fatal to ordinary humans, it was still deadly to creatures already severely injured. Moreover, the corpse's incomplete form was also a sequence 7, only possessing defensive capabilities at most. The bullet, glowing with a dull green light, penetrated layers of thick hair, entering the brain of the corpse. Smack. The corpse's head split open. The slimy, bizarre thick hair and eyeballs fell in succession, returning to their original state to varying degrees. Only then did Anthony dare to jump from the mirror-like object, turning his back to the corpse with its strange charm and corruption from a not-too-distant position, performing psychoanalysis on Franca, essentially placating her. Franca's painful and chaotic thoughts calmed down. Seeing this, Anthony sighed. Fortunately, the corpse's incomplete mythical creature form was only a sequence 7, so the corruption and impact on Franca were at this level, or he really wouldn't have known if she could be saved. As Anthony began a second placate, LEMMiNO jumped out, instinctively looking at Franca and Jenna. Seeing that the problems were within acceptable range, LEMMiNO then turned his gaze to the corpse on the ground. As a fellow saint, he only experienced a slight emotional fluctuation without any other reaction. They took down a demoness of despair. LEMMiNO immediately looked at Ludwig, finding the boy was staring at the corpse with blazing eyes. Indeed, Ludwig wouldn't be affected by such things. Moreover, the corpse had already left the mythical creature form. While repeatedly creating 7 clusters at the same time of flames of destruction to burn the patches of viscous flesh and pus, LEMMiNO took out a mirror, bent down, and put the corpse with its head inside. Snoozing this fight? Yeah. I'm not super interested, I'm not gonna lie to you. They couldn't let this corpse continue to corrupt the room. During this process, a black mirror fragment fell from the corpse. As expected, she has a special mirror fragment. LEMMiNO stuffed the fragment into his traveler bag. By the time about a third of the flesh and green pus had caught fire, and the flames began to spread, Franca let out a long breath, her mental state finally stabilizing. Anthony moved to Jenna's side, performing a psychoanalysis on her. After putting the inevitable gun back to the traveler bag, Franca was about to proudly tell LEMMiNO, "We took down a demoness of despair," when her eyes suddenly caught sight of several cameras. It was fine, yeah, exactly. She changed her words and said, "I'll check if our fight just now was caught on the cameras. Couldn't we just destroy the surveillance equipment with the flames?" LEMMiNO thought. If the mall's surveillance footage is stored on the cloud server, Franca thought. LEMMiNO didn't stop her further, not understanding what a cloud server even was. "It's fine," Franca said, and the corpse probably destroyed the cameras in this room when she came to check the surveillance. As she spoke, she used another mirror substitution because LEMMiNO could make the entire room engulfed by flames. He could only use clusters of flames to burn the area bit by bit. Decay and pathogens still lingering. LEMMiNO nodded and said, "Check if the battle in the surveillance world has become part of the surveillance footage. If there's no problem, let's hurry back." "Can it work like that?" Franca said. Equivalent to the actions of a dummy in a painted world. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is gonna take longer than I thought. I thought I could do this by the end of July. I don't think I can. This is gonna take a little bit longer. I'm gonna try as hard as I can. I just don't think I can get it done in the timeline I originally thought. Because we have like 250 chapters left right now. That's still a decent bit, man. Following LEMMiNO's suggestion, Franca reviewed the surveillance footage from the 4th floor of the mall in the past 3 minutes. During this process, Jenna and Anthony hid in the area. Dude, I don't know where I've heard this song before, but I love this song. Jenna and Anthony hid in the area being burned by the flames to avoid the remaining pathogens and decay forces. The average 10 or... Yeah, I can't average 10 or 15 chapters a day, bro. That's nuts. Like, even if I average 10, I would still get it, because 10 for 27 days is 270 chapters. I would really need to average like 7 or 8 a day to be able to do it. July is 31 days, right? So that's 28 days left. If I do 250 chapters divided by 8... That's... no. Okay, so I need to do like 9, I guess. I need to do 9.3, so I need to do like 10. I can't average 10 chapters. What's likely gonna happen is like mid-August I'll be done, which kind of sucks, but I'm 7 and 8 will breeze by. Maybe. I mean, maybe. That's the thing, right? Maybe as we get closer to the end, the chapters get shorter. They become, who knows? Dude, it's so crazy that in the next 250 chapters, LEMMiNO's gonna go from a sequence 4 Demoness to a great old one. That's nuts. The former had clusters of quiet flames flare up in other parts of the room, assisting LEMMiNO and the others eliminating necessary traces. Taking advantage of the fact that it still had unused mirror substitutions, Ludwig took the opportunity to eat some snacks, the flesh and blood carrying pathogens and decay forces. No worries, Eve. Try to get some sleep. Enjoy your flight. Yeah, I'll let us know how your trip goes, okay? Excess, I promise, if I was reading this offline, I'd be done this shit in like a week. And I'm now stuck at 7 for like a month, haha. This scene, which should have been dark, quiet, and empty, now showed two figures engaging in a fierce battle, with red flames igniting the area. But the fighting scene and the original background seemed out of sync, as if forcibly edited with outdated special effects technology. Your battle in the surveillance world did become part of the footage, but nothing like that actually happened in the real world. The 4th floor of the mall is fine, Frank said. What? The surveillance world is not just a part of the mirror world, but has characteristics of the real world. The pathway is good at summoning, should also have some understanding of the parallel space and illusory worlds, Frank said. The surveillance footage can't be used by the police and celestial immortals subordinates to create your image, so we don't need to destroy it. Our knowledge of the parallel space and illusory world is quite superficial, LEMMiNO replied. The abilities, authorities, and knowledge in this area seem to be scattered across DMNS, Mystery Prior's apprentice, painters, and other pathways, with apprentices being in a similar main line, but not sure if painters can match apprentices. The pathway, good at summoning, should also have some understanding of the parallel space and illusory world, Frank said. The footage can't be used by the police and celestial worthy subordinates, so we don't need to worry. Dude, it keeps fucking duplicating paragraphs occasionally. At this moment, with Jenna's assistance, LEMMiNO hurriedly erased various traces as they left the surveillance room, and Franca began to use the Demoness's flames to clean up the fingerprints left behind. Let's go, we need to head back, LEMMiNO said. Okay, Franca replied. LEMMiNO immediately led his teammates back through the mirror world to the rented car. As soon as Franca fastened her seatbelt and started the engine, she started shivering. She began to feel cold, as if all the heat in her body had drained away. Franca understood that this was the negative effect of the inevitable gun. If the certain death and sure-hit effects were triggered, the user would fall gravely ill, and without effective treatment could even die. Similarly, every time Anthony used Mere Winter is Coming, he had to find an apothecary or doctor for treatment, or he would contract an intractable disease. As Franca's face turned transparent, LEMMiNO reached into the traveler bag and took out 2 vials of healing agents, provided by the Fool Pharmaceutical Company. For this mission, the Major Arcana holders had given LEMMiNO and the others a group of 25 general-purpose healing agents, with the majority kept with LEMMiNO as team leader. Franca's trembling hands opened the cap of the healing agent and gulped it down. Soon the chilly feelings disappeared and the light sweat broke. Much better, Franca said, just a little dizzy. My body feels a little weak. Anthony, who had yet to suffer any symptoms, also finished the healing agent. I'll drive, LEMMiNO said. You can drive? Should we take a taxi? I saw you driving. I basically mastered it. Now it's late at night. There aren't many cars. More importantly, I also have the driver's license that Madam Justice gave. All right, LEMMiNO, Franca said. As soon as Franca's feet touched the ground, her knees buckled, causing her to nearly fall. Luckily, LEMMiNO grabbed her arm. So this is what it's like to fall ill, eh? Franca leaned on LEMMiNO, walking to the passenger seat. If it were the real world, I'd have to carry you, LEMMiNO chuckled. No, let's go with a piggyback ride, Franca said. Jenna, who had already come out of the passenger side, looked at the two approaching, her gaze slightly dark, with a hint of relief. With everyone seated, Franca gave a simple explanation. This is the steering wheel. You can turn it the direction you wish to go. This is the accelerator. This is the brake. Basically, don't overtake, don't only change lanes when there are no other cars, stop at red lights, go at green, turn when you need to. LEMMiNO stepped on the brake, releasing the parking brake, shifting the lever to the appropriate gear, and the grey sedan slowly started to move. After passing 2 lights, LEMMiNO already felt very skilled. "You learned just like that?" Franca said. "It's quite simple," LEMMiNO said. "You have to trust the spatial awareness and hand-eye coordination of a hunter," he said. Franca felt that she was Franca suddenly felt that being the only one who could drive was no longer something to be quite as proud of. In this way, LEMMiNO successfully drove the car back to the neighborhood with Jenna's guidance after spending time parking the car, allowing Franca to feel proud again. They had rented an older model to save money without parking assist. Back in the rental unit, LEMMiNO led the team to the mirror containing the corpse. Except for LEMMiNO and Ludwig, the others didn't dare look closely, fearing the corruption. Suddenly, they all noticed a faint dark glow emanating from the corpse, gradually converging towards the right eye. Characteristic? Jenna blurred out. "This dream is too realistic," Franca said. "If I obtain a characteristic here, concoct it into a potion, and perform a ritual to drink it, will I advance in the real world?" "I can't answer that for you," LEMMiNO said. "Maybe you should consult the major arcana holders, or take the characteristics and exit the dream, see if it follows." After arriving in the city, LEMMiNO's group no longer needed Madame Justice's help to enter or exit the dream. They could simply take the train and use the lucky coins to complete the task. Really, Chris? For a great old one to be able to create or to have a sequence 4 characteristic is crazy? I don't think so. LEMMiNO, where he is now, would look at a sequence 4 characteristic and go, throw it in the garbage. I don't have space to keep it. Frequently entering and exiting may draw the attention of the celestial immortal, Anthony reminded. "There are other ways," LEMMiNO said. Let's try to avoid exiting as much as possible. We'll contact them early tomorrow morning." Although major arcana holders were subject to restrictions, with some unable to enter, there were still ways to communicate. As they were talking, the characteristic had gathered in the corpse's right eye. In this process, LEMMiNO, Frank, and Jenna, the 3 demonesses, had already created multiple clusters of black flames to incinerate the corpse and pathogens. According to the Demoness of Despair formula, LEMMiNO collected the black eyeball, the corpse's bile, a strand of the coarse gray-white hair, and handed them for Franca. Ludwig finally found an opportunity and said, "Can I have a few bites?" looking at the corpse. "Go ahead," LEMMiNO said. Ludwig rushed over excitedly, crouching to the corpse's head. After her death, the demoness's charm is concentrated in the ear to the point that Ludwig is attracted to, LEMMiNO asked. Frank and the others fell silent, turning their bodies away, no longer looking. After Ludwig finished eating the demoness's ear, reluctantly turning to Jenna's side, LEMMiNO began to set up the ritual. Due to the lack of a subject to pray to, he could only perform the spiritual channeling in the simplest way, guarding against strong corruptions from the celestial worthy. Soon, the vague silhouette of the corpse appeared. As LEMMiNO asked, "What are you trying to do?" Waking up in the morgue of the Mushu hospital. Is it crazy that I'm sleepy? What the fuck? It is kind of crazy because it's not even 10 p.m. Damn. Oh, God. I'm so tired. Which is crazy because work was easy as fuck today. Bro, my work was literally looking at training someone else, and at some point I had to go, "Hey man, listen, I'm gonna have to reach out to your manager. This shit is whack." The pale-faced, ghostly figure of the corpse replied in a wavering voice. To forge a good identity, pass the Intis Group's interview, and become an employee of the company and a colleague of Zhou Mingrui. Interacting with him daily, starting off polite and distant, then becoming familiar, seducing him until he falls in love, becoming his girlfriend, in the future, Marry him. Through prosperity or adversity, through wealth or sickness, or through wealth or poverty, health or sickness, I will accompany him forever. Is this intended to immerse Mr. Fool in a blissful, sweet life, unwilling to wake up? Is the celestial worthy being this down to earth? Such a Truman Show for Mr. Fool, isolating him? Bro, what does he mean Truman Show? How does Lumion know about this? When she heard the part, whether male or female, Franca snapped awake. There's a conspiracy. Lumion and Franca had similar thoughts, but Franca's mind more active. Lumion was more concerned about another aspect. The task of the corpse did not include inducing Mr. Fool to drink the witch potion, meaning someone else is responsible for this. Went to bed at 1:30, woke up at 5. Aw, that sucks. The only method in the script does seem feasible to influence Mr. Fool, Joe, a person so cautious and careful. The only way is to work on falling in love over time, through the calm, genuine, day-to-day interactions. As for this kind of task, the most suitable executor is indeed a demoness. Secondly, a baby Cupid. No wonder they needed to revive or awaken this corpse. Charm can be blended into small, tiny details. Indeed, following Madame Susie's reminder, we also seem to be able to obtain Mr. Fool's trust through similar means also, only we don't need charm. But the risk of exposure is great, Jenna said. Prolonged, repeated contact with Mr. Fool would be noticed by the celestial worthy. Lumen did not respond to Franca or Jenna and asked the spirit channeling, "Are you a marionette?" Yes, the corpse said. Yes. Who is your manipulator? Where are they? This time the corpse did not respond, only raising her head towards the vast dark sky. Lumen and the others may have been influenced by the spirit of the corpse or stimulated by the change in the environment. Vaguely, they seemed to sense the ethereal, dense threads emerging from the corpse's body, extending upwards to the heights, and similar illusory threads floating from their own bodies. They seemed to be the individuals in the city, each of them sprouting numerous, dense illusory threads, connecting somewhere in the night sky. Lumen was shocked, both in mind and in spirit, but his abilities as a hunter still allowed him to notice a detail. The threads emerging from themselves and the corpse had fairly obvious differences. Theirs floated up and swayed, as if attracted and drawn by unseen things above, without being deeply integrated into the darkness, while the corpse's threads were taut, seemingly merged with the fathomable darkness. Combining with the current information of the Fool pathway provided, Lumion, Franca, Jenna, and the others came to a conclusion. The heights represented Mr. Fool as well as the celestial worthy. The corpse was a subordinate of the celestial worthy. No wonder we couldn't find the marionettist controlling her, Jenna said. No, that can't be right. If it were like that, we would have been kicked out of the dream already. If we haven't been kicked out, there must be a restriction. Jenna came up with a possibility. The celestial worthies also slumbering, dazed, controlling marionettes, only becoming aware of the corresponding situation if stimulated. But can an unconsciously controlled marionette exhibit the kind of behavior we saw earlier? Apart from being a bit extremely obsessed with dealing with us, not leaving in advance, the corpse is no different from an ordinary person. Who gave you humanity? Lumion asked. What do you mean? There's only one person I know who gives humanity. Well, he wouldn't be helping him, right? It was Mr. Fool and the Great Mother. Huh? This sounded like as if Mr. Fool and the Great Mother had given birth to her like a child. Lumin ended the spirit channeling and turned to his teammates. I think we can understand. She seemed to have previously made contact with Mr. Fool or one of his incarnations, a demoness of despair. Mr. Fool's consciousness would instinctively weave an identity, appearance, and personality based on the image in his memory, and with the Great Mother's awakening, or rather giving her new life, she acquired humanity and became a uniquely capable marionette. The Oracle's corpse being sent to the morgue also is to create a similar marionette. Does the hospital not only have the Mother Tree of Desire, but also the presence of the Great Mother? I knew it, Franca said. The hospital may have the power of the order of all extinctions. Lumion observed and said no powers from the door pathway dissipating, nor any decaying booms. I don't know how they did it. She didn't show any corresponding abilities in the battle. Were those two disease bombs made with some kind of tool? Too bad we couldn't ask about the marionette information of one of the disease bombs, Franca said. She didn't even dare don't end stream on me today. Yo, Bug! We got one more chapter to go, buddy. She didn't even dare to imagine what Lumion would have encountered if he had gone through to the bottle of B1. Everyone's in the stream, bro. Lumion then stood up and said to Ludwig, if you promise to listen to Jenna's orders from now on, I'll give you a corpse. I promise, Ludwig said. Lumion's purpose was to actually destroy the body and eliminate any traces, and this was the Celestial Worthy's marionette. It had to be destroyed before the Celestial Worthy's intermittent awakening, leaving no evidence. Seeing Ludwig rush to the corpse, Jenna supported the sickly Franca, and along with Anthony. Standing beside Ludwig, Lumion asked, if the corpse is real, would you be able to restore to Sequence 4 after eating it? No, unless you give me the other one too, Ludwig said, referring to Voisin's body. A few days ago, he had received an arm as a reward for good performance, so he had successfully recovered to Sequence 5. What's your Sequence 4 called? Lumion asked. Sea Monster, Ludwig said. Sea Monster, really? The next morning, Franca found that her illness had not yet recovered. Her forehead still feverish, her body still weak. Lumion used the simple magic mirror divination to confirm that it was just the lingering effects of the negative effects. She would be ill for about half a day, not because the healing agent hadn't worked. He then told Jenna, we'll take turns. You take care of her and Ludwig in the morning, I'll do it in the evening. Oh dude, he's such a bitch. He knows this is going to last half a day, so he said, oh, do it in the morning, I'll do it in the evening. There's nothing to do in the evening. Now I'll drive with Anthony to contact the major account holders. Okay, Jenna said. Downstairs, getting into the car, Lumion, mimicking Franca, placed his phone on the specifically bought holder and opened the navigations app. Then under Anthony's gaze, he used voice input to enter Star Dream Provision Store. Oh, God. I will said one more chapter, and I'm going to bed. In the rental apartment, Jenna cleaned up the table, picked up the soy milk and meat bun she had placed for Franca, then said to Ludwig, start studying. What's the point of me studying? Ludwig said. If you want to gain knowledge, eat scientists. If you want to gain abilities, eat beyonders. Jenna smiled. Studying may not be important for you, but it is important for us that you study. Ludwig, already inarticulate, was speechless by Jenna's frankness. After some consideration, Jenna added, though we don't know the exact process, and you've probably forgotten, the fact that you were sealed by the church is solid as steel. What's the biggest difference between you and the clergyman? The attitude towards learning. Ludwig was a bit confused, reluctant, but resigned, sat down and opened his textbook. Jenna returned to her bedroom and closed the door behind her. Franca struggled to sit up, stuffing a pillow behind her back, and said, You're deceiving Ludwig. Trying to defeat the Church of Knowledge through studying is like competing with them on their own turf, under their favorite rules. How can he possibly win? Demonesses are indeed good at deceiving people. Many demonesses had similar experiences deceiving others to digest the witch potion, and some of them even became emotionally invested themselves. We have to give him a reason, and he's just looking for one, Jenna said. Besides, I think studying does have an effect on him. You saw him during last night's battle, right? Monstrous. But in our daily interactions, I feel that apart from his ability to eat, he's just like a normal boy. This is partly due to the church's seal, but also because he has learned rules, morals, and common sense. As she spoke, Jenna brought the plastic cup of soy milk to Franca's lips, letting her take a sip. Franca had never enjoyed such treatment before, her heart filled with warmth. Nodding. You mean studying is one of the ways for Ludwig to integrate into the society? Studying has given him some humanity? Yes, Jenna said. After finishing these tasks, Jenna took out the trash and left the master bedroom. After bustling for a little bit, she sat down next to Ludwig, supervising the child. After a while, she took out 2 packages from her bag and placed them on the table. 2 bags of Rice Crisps. If you can pass the test later, these will be yours, she said. Do you prefer spicy or original? Both, Ludwig said. I prefer the original. Jenna tore open the bag and popped 2 pieces into her mouth. Ludwig's head snapped back to look at her, bewildered. This is my reward, he thought. I'll eat a bit while you're studying. Don't worry, I'll save some, Jenna said. Franca, lying on the bed, couldn't help but laugh when she heard this. She suddenly realized that although Jenna had seemed quite mature, she was actually just a girl, fresh out of college. The smile on Franca's face gradually softened as new dialogue drifted. This is a corn soup flavored puff snack. These are cucumber flavored chips. These are chocolate wafer cookies. These snacks aren't plentiful because they're not as cheap as staple foods, but all here for you. Rewards for studying and doing well on tests. You eat less. I'll work hard, Ludwig said. Leaning against the pillow, Franca developed a strange feeling. She was the sick father, and outside were the gluttonous, study-averse children, and the mother, supervising the child. If one ignored phrases like the corpse's finger is your reward for the day, it truly was a heartwarming day-to-day life. The sounds of horns blaring constantly behind and beside the grey sedan, urging Lumin to move faster, but Lumin remained calm, ignoring the noise around him, keeping the vehicle moving steadily at the slowest speed possible. As a new driver, safety first. Anthony sat in the passenger seat, constantly scrolling at his phone. What are you looking for? Lumin asked. I still feel that several details from last night's battle are odd as I think about them, Anthony said. Such as? Lumin asked. The second security guard who self-destructed. His state before the explosion was similar to the one of the marionettist, but he just exploded. The ability to swap positions between a marionette and its master. You suspect that there was a demigod-level marionette assisting the celestial worthy? But we were aware of the situation within a certain range and found no traces. Could it be that the marionettist was in a state where we couldn't see, hear, or touch them? That's terrifying. And if there really was someone like that present, why didn't he save the corpse? And after all, why hasn't he spread information about her appearance and characteristics? Lumin nodded. You're scrolling through the reports and private rumors to last night's rumors, seeing if there's any such info? Yes, Anthony said. The current circulating story is that the conflict led to one of the security guards bringing in a detonator, killing his colleague and himself. I've come across several strange news items. This morning, a madman was located near the garbage collection point of the Moon Plaza. An irrational madman unable to communicate. He was then sent to the hospital. A madman? Near the mall? Which hospital was he sent to? Could he be the marionettist from last night? It doesn't say, Anthony said. Lumin maintained his speed and took another 10 minutes to reach. After finding a parking spot and struggling to park, he and Anthony walked towards the Star Dream Provision Store. The light had no shops and it was narrow and dim. The moment they entered, it felt like they had gone from morning to night. Glancing at the tall, long shelves filled on both sides with weird goods, and walked to the cashier. Behind the cashier sat a woman in a black dress, leaning against the wooden cabinet behind her, her head lowered. Hello, I'd like to send a letter, Lumin said. The woman in a black dress playing with her phone didn't find it strange and said, where to? Whom? To the Cathedral of Serenity, to a high-ranking deacon, Leonard Mitchell, Lumin said. The woman in her dress still looked at her phone and said, there's a silver-rimmed black mailbox in the third shelf to the right. Put it there. Come back tomorrow to collect the reply. Thank you, Lumin said. What caught Lumin's eyes wasn't a mailbox, but a brass-like book and a silver mirror with pupil-like orbs on both sides. The Truant's brass book in Eridus? And Lumin scanned the shelves and found classic quill pens, strange dye, the fucking quill, the characteristic of the monster pathway, and other items. If it weren't for the shop owner being on her phone and watching a tablet, he would have thought he had returned to the real world, back to Trier. The style of these items was quite different from the Dream City, more like things of the northern continent. After placing the letter inside the mailbox, LEMMiNO turned and asked the shop owner, "May I take a look at the goods here?" "Everything's for sale," the shop owner said. For sale? As a demoness, LEMMiNO picked up a silver mirror. In the mirror, LEMMiNO's face appeared. His female form appeared. Shows my demoness state. The mirror indeed has magical properties. As LEMMiNO thought, he saw the mirror surface like ripple like water, and words in ancient facesack appeared. "I am the great Eridas. I can answer any question you seek, but you must also answer an equal number of questions from me, in the presence of at least a witness. If you refuse to answer or lie, you will face a punishment." Eridas? The great Eridas? LEMMiNO knew this name. Frank had mentioned it. Mr. Fool's magic mirror. Most accurate in answering, but each of its questions would cause the diviner social death. Mr. Fool's magic mirror is in this store. What does this represent? What does it symbolize? LEMMiNO asked calmly, "My question is regarding the matters of awakening Mr. Fool. What do you want to warn us about?" Fuck, that's a good question, man. Shit. Alright, what do you say? One more? I don't want to, but oh, that's such a good question. I have to. Fuck. Fuck you, cuttlefish, motherfucker. The surface of the mirror, claiming to be Eridas, rippled with aqueous light. The surrounding darkness became hazy. One by one, ancient facesack words seemed to be dripping blood, and appeared. "Beware of the night." Beware of the night. LEMMiNO repeated this answer while looking around the store. At this moment, the August sunlight was bright and brilliant, reflecting golden light of the glass across the street, unconsciously making people feel secure and safe. LEMMiNO quickly recalled. Give me 1 second, my fucking thorium just crashed. You know how bad shit must have gotten for my fucking book reader to crash on my fucking computer? I stream on this computer, bro. I stream. I play video games, and a fucking book reader just crashed. Boys, I hate to say it. I don't think Jenny has long. Jenny is not long for this world, I don't think. Boys, if Jenny breaks, there's no more streaming. It's over. Jenny, don't you dare break down on me. LEMMiNO recalled his experiences of the past 2 nights, realizing that neither night had been peaceful. The first night, the dreamscape of Oracle being murdered, and the other, the Mushu Hospital revived corpse. The second night, encountering the reanimated female corpse in the monitoring room, the fierce battle, nearly making the local news. In comparison, nothing major had happened during the previous 2 daytimes. The only anomaly was the revival of the Oracle's corpse, walking into the hospital. Daytime is safe, while night is dangerous. LEMMiNO realized Mr. Fool's power is dominant, while at night, the celestial worthy is more active. At this point, the blood-colored words on the surface of the mirror wrote, "Based on the principle of reciprocity is my question to ask. If you answer incorrectly or lie, you will be punished." LEMMiNO nodded. Anthony beside him silent. "Regarding your sister Aurora, after becoming a demoness, do you wish to be fucked by men?" "No," LEMMiNO answered. The answer is so simple. First, I'd suddenly changed the question, then asked one he suddenly had a clear conscience about. On the mirror, waves floated and several lines appeared. The great Eridas is friendly to everyone who enters the domain and wishes to awaken Mr. Fool. I see, quite loyal. Based on the principle of reciprocity, it's my turn to ask, LEMMiNO said. Wait, no. Oh, the question is so simple. It was this question. Based on the principle of reciprocity, it's my turn to ask a question, Eridas said. If you answer incorrectly or lie, you will be punished. That counted as a question? What does it feel like to wear a woman's underwear? Constricting. A bit tight, not comfortable. Considering that the Erdas had only answered beware of the night for the first question, Lumin felt asking more questions now wouldn't yield much info, so he put the mirror back. He looked towards the cashier and said, "How much is the mirror?" The shop owner raised her head finally, and for some reason, Lumin felt the sunlight outside dim a little. The interior of the store became dark, and in this environment, Lumin with his night vision could still clearly see the shop owner. 5 million, the shop owner said. How much? 5 million. I have to think twice before spending 50, and you're quoting me 5 mil? He knew that this price was actually quite cheap. This was Mr. Fool's personal item, the Great Erdas. Its value was definitely worth way more. But he had to follow, one had to allow those without money to grumble a little, right? Who do you think the shop owner is? A woman in a black dress. Could be Daily. Could be like... Woman in a black dress. Could be anyone, really. With an attitude of gaining knowledge, Lumin pointed at the brass book. How much is this? 9 million. Lumin knew only one thing now. The brass book was somehow more valuable than the personal belonging of Erdas, or the personal belonging of Mr. Fool. Most of the items in the shop are antiques and related to mysticism, so not cheap, but he can rent them, calculated by the day. Rent. How much to rent for the day? He pointed to Erdas. 220,000. What? Saving up 5 million to save the mirror and saving up 220 to rent it for a day, both have corresponding symbolism meanings? The shop owner didn't seem to expect Lumin to rent or purchase and lowered her head again. Lumin indeed didn't have the ability to rent or purchase for now. Has anyone rented the mirror before? Lumin asked. Yes. Who? It is my duty to keep my client's privacy. In Lumin's mind, thoughts flashed like lightning. He didn't pursue the question any further and walked out. Just as they approached where they had parked, Lumin and Anthony saw a foreign man with brownish yellow hair crouching beside the sedan, occasionally taking photos. Seeing the car owner's return, he slowly stood up. But he changed it. Oh, so it's Aurora? Oh, you mean, what could the question have been? I mean, it could have been anything, bro. Yeah, it could have been that. But it could have been something a lot weirder, right? Who knows? He was about the same height as Lumin, wearing a pair of plain glasses on his nose bridge, some light yellow stubble on his face, his chest muscles developed, his arms thick, stretching his blue shirt to near bursting. Why are you photographing our car? Lumin asked. Such a vintage car is rare. It fills a gap in my knowledge, the man said. Knowledge? I'm an international student studying at the university. I like this city. I like everything here. So when I don't have classes, I carry my bag and phone, walking around taking photos everywhere. I see. Lumin thought he was a bit strange, but he was still on the first stage of observation. What's your name? Anthony asked. Stiano. What about you guys? The man said. Li Ming, Lumin said. Enruid, Anthony introduced himself. After chatting a bit more, the foreign man continued to wander aimlessly. Once in the car, Lumin looked at Anthony. Why did you ask for his name? Anthony rarely took such initiative. He gives a strange sense of familiarity, Anthony said. I'll use hypnosis to ask my subconscious later where this comes from. Lumin nodded, and halfway through the drive, Anthony suddenly came to a realization. I found the source. I get a similar feeling every time I enter the Church of Steam. The corresponding dream image of a high-level figure in the Church of Steam? Maybe, Anthony thought. At noon, in the rental apartment, Lumin said to Jenna, who was supporting Franca, as she came out to eat, "This afternoon, you and Anthony take Ludwig to check out the dream tutoring classes in person. I'll stay home and take care of Franca." According to the info provided by the major arcana holders, Mr. Fool also enrolled in this tutoring center, one of the best ways for us to naturally come into contact with him. Moreover, we can observe the impact of the Oracle's death on the center. It seems a bit strange that the Oracle adult man was reported missing just one night after not returning. Maybe Mr. Fool's consciousness thinks it's urgent, Jenna said. Maybe. Jenna is responsible for communicating, probing. Anthony, observe. I'll leave this to you guys, Levine said. Returns night. So good night. Let me sing a lullaby. Alright, boys. That's it. I think we did 7, 8, 9, 0. I think we did 8 chapters today. That's laughing. That's great. That's great. I thought I was gonna do like in 5. Okay. All right. Good night, guys. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Okay.